And now, here's Vodka and J-Rock Live.
Expertly cured and hand-trimmed, High Grade is dedicated to perfecting cultivation and extraction methods while staying patient-centered and product-focused. Expertly cured and hand-trimmed, High Grade is dedicated to perfecting cultivation and extraction methods while staying patient-centered and product-focused. Industry leaders in connoisseur-grade flower and extracts, ensuring environmental controls are set to the absolute best levels in a manner that creates only the cleanest, most potent, terpene-rich cannabis in all its forms. With over 30-plus locations to find high-grade products in Phoenix, there's more than one way to add high grade to your life. Elevate higher with High Grade.
I came to get down. 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 So get out your seat and jump around. I came to get down. I came to get down. Down, down, down,
Check it out, y'all.
Get up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. I won't ever slack up, punk, you better back up. Try and play the role and the whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, put your hands up if you got the feeling. Jump up, touch the ceiling, monks, let's up on flow. Someone's fucking junk, yeah, I'll bust them in the eye. And then I'll take the punks, feeling funky, amps in the trunk. And I got more rhymes than this cops that are Dunkin' Donut shop. Sure enough, I got props from the kids on the hill, plus my mom and my pops. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around. Jump around, jump up and get down. Jump around,
Check it out, y'all.
jump around, jump up and get down. Jump up and get down. Jump, 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 everybody jump, 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 everybody jump, 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 jump. I'll say like John McEnroe, if your girl steps up, I'm smacking her. Word to your moms, I came to drop bombs. I got more rhymes and the Bible's got psalms. And just like the prodigal son, I've returned. Anyone stepping them in, that's no in it.
Yo, what's up? It's Vodka and J-Rock. Welcome to the Stoned Age Podcast. What's up, brother?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. You hear an echo?
Yeah, man. I just got out of the bathroom. I'm sorry. Hold on. Sorry. No, I don't know what's happened, but I think I'm in a space bubble or something. But I've been doing great, man. What a wonderful start to the week. I actually got a day off today. It was pretty amazing to be able
awesome. You
be able to
deserve that.
rest a little bit. You know what I mean? As you've been able to experience some of the things that I do, and it's been tough, but it was nice to be home and get a little bit recharged. So how you been doing? How's the community doing? What
doing great, man.
I've been hearing some things. You were in the garden. You were doing some things.
We're always in the garden, man.
So awesome. So.
No, but yeah, we do a lot with the community garden out in North Phoenix area. We're out in North Phoenix, Arizona. We have a community garden that's within the city park, and it's up. It's taken care of by Keep Phoenix Beautiful and the city of Phoenix. So. We're a proud part of that.
I know it's been pretty, consumed with that. It's been awesome to see you doing that.
Well, it's always nice to be digging in the dirt. I like to preach, to people to get out there and garden. Obviously it's not an easy thing to do here in Arizona, but that's what we're here for, is to educate people and to teach them how to grow some food.
Amen to that. It's super important that there's a lot of people that are hungry out there, and if we can teach them a little bit on how you can do it at home.
That's right.
Save some money, just a little bit of education. You know what I mean? So I commend you for that. But
yeah, and a lot of people don't know that. I don't just grow cannabis. I can grow some fire-ass cannabis, but I can grow some bomb-ass veggies, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I really like to be part of the community like that. So we look forward to doing a lot more with the show and trying to break that stigma with cannabis, by,
Yeah, and I'm going to have you teach me some gardening out there, because I'm going to go and get dirty and learn about that and how to plant vegetables. And
awesome.
So it's going to be fun.
Well, let's welcome Tonia into the show as well, our show director. What's up, Tonia?
Hi, how are you?
Great, doing great. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you
It's
very much.
awesome that, Tonia's, always been part of the show. It's awesome to have her here on the mic. we're
Yeah.
actually going to talk a little bit about something fun, right?
Yeah, but first of all, she was going to fill in for me until I got here. I want to give a little shout out to my daughter. She just had her 8th grade commencement. So she graduated 8th grade. So
Congratulations,
congrats,
Ellie.
Eliana. Papa loves you.
Yes,
So.
congratulations. I mean, that's just it's such
school.
an awesome. I've actually, we've been to so many graduations this month. Here in Phoenix because of what I do in my job.
Yeah, right.
And I've been seeing lots of kids graduating in 8th grade, and it's pretty awesome to see that.
Well, I'm just glad to
that
see
school's
kids
back in session.
Yeah, back in school. We're able to do a graduation because last year the kids that were supposed to graduate.
Oh, you weren't. It wasn't video graduation. You were.
No, we
you
were
were
there.
actually there.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is incredible.
Yeah,
you
so last
actually-
year the kids didn't get, the parents didn't get to do that kind of stuff. So I'm glad that, we were able to be there and, show our support. So yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah,
They
Tonia,
work
what you
Hi.
got to talk about here?
Oh, goodness. Hi, nice to meet everybody. My name's Tonia. I am the show director, so it's really weird being on camera when I'm usually behind the camera. But we have some really exciting stuff coming up. We have a new segment coming up called
Yeah,
Smokin' Hot.
What's that new segment all about? Smoking Hot.
Well, this is going to be for the ladies. We got a lot of fun stuff for the women coming up, so we want to talk about beauty products. I am in the beauty industry. That is my background. So I just want to hear and see what other women are doing as far as like their businesses, like all different entrepreneurs. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about sex.
Ooh.
We're going to talk about just
Whoa.
lifestyle and mental health.
That's wow, incredible. That's
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for that because as we know, we talk about the women empowering our women to just reach whatever goal that they may have,
That's right.
and we want to come behind them. And so I'm super excited to have a segment like this on the show
That's
because we. As a show, I mean, we're about the community, okay? And that means everyone doesn't matter the color of your skin, the gender of what you are,
Right.
but we support everyone. And
Well, and I myself, I'm a business owner. Those that
Absolutely.
don't know, on my off time, I own my own waxing business called Kiss My Sweet Wax.
Ooh.
So I do full body waxing and spray tanning.
I know about this, and because I see some of these posts, and I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
as a man,
It's
like, oh,
intense.
ouch.
But what
Yeah.
really gives me the inspiration is the women that are on my table. Like we talk about a lot of serious topics, and it's very open and honest. And I don't know why they tell me so much. I don't know if it's just because they feel vulnerable, or it's a safe place.
It's a very personal
But
experience from
these-
what I'm seeing, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, you have to, you're not going to just let anybody,
Wax
touch you in certain
And see
areas. Yeah, and
areas.
see your areas, you know
And
what I
see
mean?
your
So it's very-
hairiness.
yeah, so it's got to be very, as a woman, I mean, I don't know. For a man, I guess we're not as self-conscious, I guess you
Oh,
could
no, the
say.
men do
like-
it too.
Yeah, they do. Oh, so
They-
actually, men actually go
They're
and get these
waxing
services too?
Oh yeah, they're waxing
Really?
too. A lot of full
Oh.
backs, shoulders,
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
facial hair. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
No ball sacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't go there.
Is
That's
that
not allowed.
is that at the request, or
I don't like
is
to go
that
there.
is that just okay? Okay, so that's
But no, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. So, as somebody, as an esthetician, I am seeking out products for my own client use. So I'm reaching out to any business owners that do have products that I can use on my clients and we can review. So if
And
you want
display them on the show, right?
yeah, if you want to send me some stuff, you can send me a message on the Stoned Age podcast. You can just, if you want to, also you can mail me some of your products, or we could meet up. I will use your products for at least like a good month, and we'll review them after that. Have you on the show? We can talk about it and see what you're talking about. What you got?
And I wanted to create a segment like this for the women, but also for Tonia, because I believe that she does come from the beauty industry, and she has a lot of knowledge that can be put out there. And I think a lot of people, we need to recognize these professional women in the cannabis industry as well and beyond. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to bring these women on, and we're going to make it fun. They're going to talk about beauty and women things, not things that us men want to talk about, right?
and that's why I was so excited, is because we now can reach all spectrums, and we were already with our cannabis and music, but now we're just adding a whole nother added element. We're really just trying to educate people and really bring the community together and support your small business. And because as more than ever, this pandemic has highlighted a lot of things, and a lot of small businesses have suffered.
Yeah.
So please, our listeners out there, we encourage you in the neighborhoods that you live, support your small markets, support your small businesses.
Yeah, not just Amazon, right?
Yeah, Amazon. We understand that convenience, sometimes, takes precedent of the morals, but it's not really morals. It's more just, if you let all these big corporations, and I want to just highlight this, if you let all these corporations come in like Amazon and just the big companies, well, they're usually not hubbed in the city that you live in. So what happens is when you spend that money leaves your city. It leaves your county. Okay, so it's not benefiting your local economy. When you spend business with Tonia or you spend business with small business, it's directly affecting your infrastructure and your neighborhood, on the streets and the potholes that you see when you drive down the road, the broken spotlight or stoplight. There's all different things when that get paid for with that. So it's important that we support our local business. So I commend you, Tonia. Thank you for what you do. We're excited to really just know what's coming up.
And you speaking of that, speaking of supporting local, I want to talk about cannabis for a second in our industry here in Arizona. We have a market here in our cannabis industry, that is 65% or more owned by outside companies, not local companies to Arizona. And we're talking, other countries as well, Canada, and, lots of big business, corporate business. So, if you want to support, local, that's why we always, say Sticky Saguaro. Sticky Saguaro dispensaries out in Chandler, Riggs and McQueen. Family owned, family operated. If you want your money to stay here and to go to a good family that really cares about people here in Arizona and cares about helping people with cannabis, go to Sticky Saguaro. You can't go wrong. But yeah, we want to talk about some more cannabis on the show today. We're doing our strain review.
Yes, I heard that one of my favorite people is going to be on the show.
Yeah, we're going to have Ari Epstein on the screen here in a minute to talk about some strain reviews. But we just named our strain review segment here for the Stoned Age podcast today. It's called Weed Critix with an X.
Okay.
So this will be our new name for the strain review segment here on the Stoned Age podcast.
Weed Critix.
Yes, and we always have Ari Epstein from Cannapedia come on and do our strain reviews. So Ari, how you doing, man? Oh, hold on, we got to get you up there, Ari. Hold on 1 second.
We're losing our audio here.
Are you there, Ari? Hold on 1 second. We got to get you up there, Ari. We can see you, can't hear you. No luck there, Josh?
He has to unmute on his
All right, you got to, Ari, if you can unmute on your side, I think.
We'll have Tonia get a hold of him and see if he can
fix that. But that's okay. And I'm glad that we were able to have Tonia on the to really showcase that thing while we're trying to get Ari on the show. But I did want to shout out High Grade.
Yes.
Just thank you. High Grade for everything that you do.
I know,
we're
they
super excited.
always hook us up with these awesome gifts.
They brought us some cool swag and it just they're a big support of this show, and without them, we couldn't do a lot of things. But I did want to maybe even talk about our promo code.
Let's go ahead and put that out there.
All right, so let me find it here. Okay, it's SAPHG5124. So you can go to Sticky Saguaro on Riggs and McQueen. That's SAPHG5124. And what's that good for, Vaca?
That's good for 1/8 of High Grade for $40, any eighth of High Grade for $40, or any one concentrate for 40% off. And that includes any kind of sauce, shatter, crumble, batter, you name it, diamond sauce, cartridges, all at Sticky Saguaro.
And you know what? It was funny, and I was going to purchase some High Grade product, and I didn't even think about our own promo code.
So you're going to pay more? Is that what you're going to do?
I was going to pay more.
That's pretty awesome. Did you remember, though?
I did. I remembered. I did. So at the last minute,
So, while we're waiting to get Ari on the line here, I know this is a High Grade jar right here that we're holding on, but it's not High Grade in the inside.
No.
What do you got in here? Because, man, I opened this up and it's like reeks the whole room up.
Yeah, okay, so this right here is some wedding cake, actually, grown on the Arizona side from California. It just is very. If you feel
I know. I was
the
just feeling how sticky and how
it's
nice
super
it feels.
sticky. It's just very well cured. It's just it has a long cure actually.
A lawn cure?
A long cure. So
Long.
It's a long
I thought you said
cure.
lawn.
So it actually is a is a 60-day process.
Ah, so he cures that long, huh?
Yeah, because and from what I mean, he's a true believer in the way that cannabis is cured, because over time, if it's kept in the right climates and the right, controlled properly, it actually can intensify.
Yeah. It's like a fine wine.
Yeah, exactly. It ages, and so as you see, this is over 60 days old.
Wow.
And
I
for
like
you
it.
to grab it and
Still have some stickiness?
Yes, and it's fluffy. Is
Are we
important.
good to go with
so-
Ari? Oh shit! Well, let's go ahead and
Beautiful.
bring Ari on.
And we'll have him review some of that too.
Yeah, Ari, you there?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm
there you
so
are,
sorry.
man.
The Zoom thing, it's tripping me up, you guys. I'm technologically disabled apparently.
Well, this
Hey,
is
so
Ari
one-
Epstein from Cannapedia. Welcome to the show, Ari.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much, Baca. One quick correction. It's Epstein.
Epstein,
Just
sorry.
like Uncle Jeffrey, creepy Uncle Jeff. Epstein. But anyways, you guys, hey, before we get started, I gotta give you guys huge props for the New Times article that the Stoned Age was featured in. For those of you guys who don't know, Stoned Age probably didn't toot their own horn, but
No, we didn't.
they had a big feature in the Phoenix New Times about cannabis-related advocate podcasts, and they gave shout-outs to the Stoned Age, and I was so stoked to see you guys on there.
Well, I thank you for that.
Thank you.
I did see it. There's one thing that I didn't. I was gonna. We did want to highlight this though, because the writer on this is a complete jackass. I hope you're listening, by the way.
Jackass.
He said he hated our name. It was a horrible name. Well, we are.
Agreed.
I'm gonna just say this: if you are listening, we are the Stoned Age, and we're in the Stoned Age, so our name fits. And it can't be more fitting. So, I did appreciate some of the things he did say in there, but it was, he was supposed to give a guide to podcast, in Arizona, which it wasn't a fucking guide, from first off. It was more of a personal review. He just kind of randomly went around in the little, segment that he wrote on us, and it was like randomly touching different things that had made no sense. So, I'm glad that we were highlighted, and, they say good, bad publicity is good publicity. So,
Yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Right?
That's right. And you know what? And exactly what you said. I did think as well that it was more his take on it, and it sounded like it was written by somebody who's like against smoking weed.
Yeah.
Like he seemed like he was like, oh, they say dude a lot and this and that, and it was like he was kind of trying to rip on things a little bit. But I will say again, no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
The fact is, you guys were mentioned by name. It's getting the name out
That's
there.
right.
You're getting the recognition. People are starting to notice. The
That's right.
community is starting to notice. And I'm all about it, you guys.
Well, thank you.
I'm so excited for you guys for that.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ari. I mean, we were super excited. When you had called Tonia earlier, I was like, man, that can't be Ari because I can't hear him. You know what I mean? Because usually I leave the phone in the other room,
what did I tell you?
and then I talk to him. You know what I mean? Because you just have so much great energy, and I just love you for that. And I'm just excited to watch you smoke some cannabis and
Right.
and
Thank you. And I'm excited today. I'm excited for all the new stuff to come with Tonia and all that. Hey, you think it's all girl talk, whatever. I get down on that. For those of you who don't know, I do some life coaching as well, and I'm all about that. In the age that we're living in, the stoned age that we're living in right now, mental health is important. People are struggling with relationships and their personal, professional life. So I am so excited that we are featuring this and having Tonia head up this new Smokin Hot segment. It is such a great addition to the community. And I tell you what, I'm excited to get down on this high grade MFOG today.
oh,
Yeah.
What do we have? What kind of high grade?
So this is called AMFOG, and prior to starting this review today, I was on allbud.com and did a little bit of research on this. So this is a rare indica dominant hybrid strain that is a cross between Obama Kush and one of my personal favorites of all time, Skywalker OG. So I've got to be honest. There's some some high expectations to live up to with this one. And just some of the quick statistics for those of you who are listening. This stuff was harvested on the 10th of March. So figure if it was harvested on the 10th of March, they probably cured it out for 3 weeks. So it's probably bagged at the beginning of April. As you guys know, we're at the end of May right now. So we're almost two months outside of their harvest date. So it should still be fresh. This stuff is testing out at 22.74% THC. And the only thing I've got to say, and I know High Grade is the sponsor of the show. They're probably going to be watching. They're probably going to be listening to this. But I've got to call them out for something.
I'm sorry, we got to let you go. Sorry.
we can't hear you anymore all of a sudden.
Are you there?
You guys mute me again. But here's the deal. When the weed is fresh, okay, don't put in one of these Bovida packets in there, because it says it's called a terpene shield, but I am not joking. All of my experiences with these Bovida packets is that they suck out the terpenes from the herb. Yeah. So when I know when I'm about to pop this top, the chances that this stuff is going to reek and stink up the room are very, very low. And I did already pop the top because we did the penny pincher segment before this just to check the weight to make sure that High Grade was actually, giving us 3.5 grams. These eighths are not cheap. I mean, you're going to be paying at least $50 for one of these eighths before tax. So, if you're a med patient, that means 55. Rec, it's going to be probably closer to $60. So can we pull up the penny pincher segment? Because I filmed the penny pincher segment right before we got started today. So I could show you guys if they pass the penny pinchers test.
Okay. All right. Let's check that out. Jack, can we throw that up on the screen?
Okay, so the time has come for the penny pinchers test. Let's see if this AMFOG by High Grade weighs 3.5 grams like is printed on the jar here. So I'm going to go ahead, we'll get the scale turned on. I am going to put a dollar bill on the scale to make sure that this weighs 1 gram. We'll account for any discrepancy here. Okay, so we have a 0.05 gram discrepancy, which means whatever I put on the scale today is going to weigh 0.05 grams heavier than it is actually showing. So let's get our cup put on the scale. We will get that teared out so that is not affecting the weight here. And now we will go ahead and get the top taken off, and let's dump the contents right into the scale and see where we're at. Oh yeah, 3.66 grams, including that discrepancy. So that is a.
All right, so we're having a little bit of technical difficulties there, Ari, but we could see it. We got it to go. We got it to see that
3.6. So we got a 3.6 on that.
That is a pass.
That is amazing.
Right, I like that. We have a pass on the penny pinchers test. And what I want to do, can we just bring up a picture of this bud for everybody to look at? Just because I want everybody to see the 3 primo nugs that I got in this jar. I know there was an image of.
We have an image of that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring up that image
for everybody. There we go.
There we go. Okay.
So you can see we got
wow.
Not too bad, right?
That is beautiful. Wow.
Not too bad. And I will tell you from my personal, my personal opinion here, just based on the looks. I mean, this bud looks like classic OG Kush. It's like these pine cone type bud structures. It's packed really tight and really dense. kind of darker orange on the hairs. The hairs hug right up close to the bud. It's definitely covered in trichomes for sure, at least on the inside of the bud and a bit on the outside of the bud. Personally, I think this stuff overall, it looks really, really good. Now,
Nice.
would I go as far as saying this stuff looks great, like it's a perfect 10? I'm not going to go that far, you guys. I mean, I think if it was a perfect, like, 10 for me, it's going to have a little bit more trichome coverage on the outside of the bud. But they did trim these buds really nice. So they trimmed the nugs right up tight and close to the bud. No excess leaf material. I'm going to say out of like a 2.5 on the looks department, I'm going to give this a 2.0, okay? But I want to get past the looks because the looks they hold the least amount of weight to me. And I want to talk about the smell because you guys, and again, I hate to do this because I know High Grade is a big supporter of the channel, but this bud to me, like when I open this jar, I don't smell anything. I don't smell anything. So the fact is, it's going to get an automatic 1-point reduction from my rating scale, which is out of 2.5 in the smell department. And I'm going to tell you that I did grind this bud up, and it smells okay. It doesn't smell great, in all honesty. Like, I would think after the grind, this stuff, like, it has that classic pine, evergreen type fresh scent to it. But boy, it's really, really faint. And I've got some that has been sitting here on my vaporizer warming up prior to me getting this review going. So I've got my Airizer Extreme Q desktop vape as always. I've got this bad boy set to 375 degrees. The bowl is right here.
And
It smells okay. Like, it just doesn't really smell loud. So I'm going to tell you, in the smell department, it's a 1.0 for me. And I'm just being honest. I think that I'm being generous with the 1.0 and the smell because it's just not loud like it should be. And I'm going to give High Grade a little bit of advice here. Your bud is fresh. Your bud is amazing. It looks dank. Get rid of these terpene shields. Get rid of them. Throw them in the garbage. You're doing your customers a disservice by putting these in here. And I know some people think that they're doing them a service, but
let me. I want to jump in there, Ari. I don't want to cut you off there, but I'm actually a huge supporter of these humidipacks, and the reason being is because when you deal with pre-packaged stuff, I would much rather. And because I don't really see, and I'm a connoisseur, and from a long time of using these packs, I don't see my high, I guess, fluctuating. When you say the terpenes and the flavor, like, I don't know, like, I've had this in here almost 2 weeks, and this isn't a high grade product, but as you said, we just were looking at this before. Now. We live in Arizona. It's a climate that's so dry. Now, would you rather have something that just poofs, or would you rather lose a little bit of terpenes, and if that's a proven fact, or you know what I mean, and have your bud a little moister, And this is just an honest, question. And how do you feel about that?
So here's the deal, because I have done side by side. I mean, you guys have, I've reviewed hundreds of strains. I've done side-by-side comparisons. Like, I've had weed that has the terp packets in here, these bovida packets in here, and I've had weed that it doesn't have it in it. And the terpene reduction, in my opinion, is significant. Now, here's the thing, Baca, because J-Rock, the thing that I can't disagree with you on, it definitely keeps the bud fresh. There's no question about it. But, like, myself as a fellow connoisseur, to me, like, I enjoy the entire aspect of the weed, right? I enjoy looking at it. I enjoy smelling it. I enjoy putting it into my fingers and breaking it up. to put it into the grinder, and then I enjoy smoking it. Now, I can't disagree with you that I think potency-wise, I don't think this takes away from the potency. But as we know, like the terpenes play such a big role in the herb that for me, I think when you jar it in a jar like this, 2 months old, like I've got weed that's way older than this that hasn't been in a preservation, like it's just been in a jar, right? And it's just as fresh as this stuff, and I've never used a Boveda package.
Yeah,
So
and I agree with you there. It just, I'm an old school guy, so I go way back in the day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And anytime I've ever had anything that wasn't moist, or if I had side by side something that was dry, no matter usually how dank it was, and if I would always lean towards the moisture product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a line, obviously, and I don't want to use, maybe moist isn't the right word, because it's fresh.
There you go.
And, but, out here with these packs, I mean, a lot of the people that we have listening to our show are just everyday people. These are everyday people that really would be, I feel, and this is my opinion, that would be more detoured to steer away from a product that was dry than a product that was fresher. Regardless, okay, as long as it passed there, because a lot of these people, and I'm not speaking for everyone, but there's probably a good amount, just my observation, that they go for the look.
Yep.
Okay? So more than the potency, because they just see, oh man, that looks so good, that's got to do something.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
nowadays you can't even open it or anything, so they have to go by the look.
Yeah, and it's so important that these are in there for me, because when I got mine with this in there, I mean, I was actually super excited, because I like to keep my herb a little while, so I'll get this and I'll get a little bit of this and and I like to come back to it in a week. But then when I have these in there, I come back to it a week. It's the same as the day I bought it.
You're telling me an eighth will last you a week?
No, well, and actually it does. It does when you have 6, 7 different flavors.
Like, shit, man.
When you have 6, 7 different flavors, it absolutely does, because that's why, so I can try this and try that.
One thing I have to say about the Boveda pack, I'm a fan of moisture packs, but on a big, I use them typically on a bigger amount of cannabis, like a pound
the
or
big
so,
ones.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
big
you
packs,
put your packs in there, but I don't use Boveda. I'm against Boveda. I'm all about Boost.
Okay,
Boost.
so now there's different, and that's what I'm not understanding. Maybe there's different types, because I used to use what is called Humidipack.
Okay, yeah, that's one, it's similar.
Integra makes the Boost.
Yeah, Integra makes the Boost, and the difference with the Boost and the Boveda is more of a salt. I think it's a salt kind of base, and it's not food grade. Where the Boost is a food grade.
Well, and when you say salt, when I hear salt, the first thing I think of is evaporation and just sucking everything, the life out of something.
Well, when you fill this pack,
that's what salt does. It dries.
You can feel the salt in there.
It does both. And J-Rock, it's a two-way humidity pack, which means if it's too fresh, it's going to suck some of that humidity out. If it's not fresh enough, it's going to add some in. So that's why they have like this and this one. And here's another thing I'm going to mention about these Boveda packets that I don't think a lot of people realize. This one is at 62% relative humidity, okay? I think they should have probably went with a 58% relative humidity, which wouldn't add quite as much moisture. And I'm going to just being honest here, and I again, like, don't beat up the messenger here.
No.
Don't beat up the messenger. Please don't beat up the messenger. But this one feels like salt, and like it's already run dry.
And actually,
the way it should feel when these are brand new and when they're fresh is it should feel kind of like a watery type substance. When these packets go dry, they start to turn into like a salt, hard type substance. And this one actually already feels like it's dry, which to me means that this stuff was already really dry and it needed this Boveda packet in there. When I broke it up, it was definitely still fresh, but like that's not a good sign. With weed that's only two months old, this shit should be fresh as it gets. It's in a jar. It's in a glass jar. Like it's just unnecessary. And I get it. Different strokes for different folks. So I think you you could argue it both ways, but I don't think it's an argument. I think it's just
No, not at all. And I wasn't trying to argue. And actually, what I thought this wasn't actually what I thought it was, because what I thought it was these humidipacks, which they don't have any salt in them. You know,
this is a salt.
This is something different. And when I hear salt, automatically, that's just in my mind. We use it to take moisture out of things. So,
that's right.
And we use it to add moisture into things. But more things or not, we take moisture out of things. So,
one thing about it, though,
that's different,
Why I was saying that I don't like the Bovedas and then I choose Boost if I am going to use a humidity pack is because, like you said, Ari, I've done a lot of testing with the different packs, and the Boveda definitely does change the odor and things of the weed, where Boost doesn't. And I'm not just trying to give Boost a plug here, but I've done lots of tests with it, and Boost really doesn't change anything of the flavor or the smells or anything, where I've noticed Boveda really does. Even on a large scale, like a large amount, it really does. What I do have to say about High Grade, though, is that they do go above and beyond just to try to please the customer. And I think that's what it's all about, is they're trying to please the customer and go above and beyond. So that person doesn't have to make the choice of, do I need to buy this or that? So I do have to give credit to High Grade for going above and beyond. Looking at the packaging, I like how they list everything on here. You get your test results, obviously, and they got the scanner code on there. Yep. I do like this jar. I think it's I think all cannabis packaging is excessive, right? Not just any one brand, but all of it.
Excessive.
Right? But I do like this, that it's reusable. There was the the Grow Sciences jars, those were all right. But they're
they're not.
I'm just saying, like, in my opinion, they're not. I don't like them. I'm just saying, I think they're compared to this. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the lid. I didn't like how big and bulky they were. This is like a perfect size to where I can reuse this all the time, and I have been reusing my jars. And I think that's what I like about these jars right here, is that they're reusable. You get weed in a bag, you're going to tear that bag open, you're going to throw it away.
We're reusing it right now. This isn't what it is. You know what I mean?
And I do like this cork top, this cork top. And like you're saying, Ari, the weed, and when it's fresh and cured right and all that kind of stuff, when you put this cork on there, it should be fine, right? You should just stay like that, and you shouldn't need a pack, so to say. But I do like that they do go above and beyond. So I'm just going to throw that out.
I agree. And they can save money by not putting it on there. When this stuff is fresh, and exactly what you're saying, like, the presentation is amazing. This eighth that we got, consisted of 3 pretty decent-sized nugs, all about this size. The other nugs were kind of a little bit on the smaller side of things. And again, I ground it up. To me, it was like indicative of bud that had been stored in a Boveda packet. And the only thing I was going to say about those Grow Sciences jars, because I was one of the first people to complain to them about those, those Grow Science jars have these rubber lids in the top that suck up all of the smell from their jars. So I've gotten the half-ounce Grow Sciences bags, and then I've gotten the jars, open the jars, which are vacuum sealed, so they pop when you take the top off. And there is literally the same as this, zero smell in those Grow Sciences jars. I've complained to them about it literally years ago. They haven't changed or made any, improvement on their jars. And I do think exactly what you said, Vaca, is I think High Grade is doing this to appease the customer. And exactly what J-Rock said is that most people would prefer to just have fresher bud. They're not going to be quite as nitpicky as I am. You guys, I'm a cannabis sommelier. I want the absolute best, boutique grown cannabis. And, I realize that doing that on a commercial scale is a little bit different, but you know what? I'm still impressed with the look. I like these jars. The bud looks really beautiful, and it was fresh. I'm excited. I'm going to be puffing this stuff out of the vaporizer into my Scientific Inhalations triple filtered bubbler today. This is the little whip mechanism that I've got. And honestly, what we can do right now, what I'd love to do, because I want to just start taking my first couple puffs to see how this bud is, because we can talk about it all day, but ultimately the potency and how it tastes are the 2 most important things. So the smell is important. The looks are the least important. It literally goes kind of almost in that order to me, is the looks are, the least important. The smell is probably second least important, but the taste and the potency are the 2 most important aspects. So Why don't we bring up the macro shot of this bud? Because I want to show you guys what this stuff looked like under the macro lens. This is a 20 times macro lens while I am taking this herb. And I would love for you guys to comment on the look of this herb and what you think of this bud under the macro lens, if we've got that macro lens footage. While I'm taking my first couple puffs here, and then I can kind of comment on it.
Yeah, let's get Jack to go ahead and put that that image up of the bud real close up. If you can find that, Jack.
You can find that, and then yeah, and I wasn't saying too much on the humidipacks. You know, I mean, that's good that we were able to educate a little bit on that there are many different types of those type of I thought they were pretty much the same thing. So, but I prefer them. So.
The first rip went down real smooth, you guys. It was a little bit creamy, very, very smooth. It didn't produce a whole lot of vapor, which is normal for the first rip, but I'm diving in for the second one. It has a little bit of pine, kind of evergreeny type flavor as well. Just like very earthy, just like a Kush would be. So I'm gonna take the second rip here and see how that was. But it went down buttery smooth. I mean, it was like ultra smooth.
Well, while you're hitting that, I'm just gonna say, Ari, that there's no hard feelings on anybody's part, because the name of the segment is Weed Critics.
Yes.
And to be a critic, you got to be honest. And I think that's what it's all about. We're trying to be honest here, and we want people to really get a good evaluation. It doesn't mean that this bud isn't good. It doesn't mean that any bud isn't good. It's just an honest opinion of certain things, that you're dealing with, and obviously people have their different opinions on a humidity pack or a moisture pack.
Absolutely. 100%.
The second rip went straight to the dome. Like, I literally felt it coming on, like, as I was taking that hit.
Wait a minute, Ari, are you saying you're saying adios, motherfucker?
No. I'm like, damn, this shit is potent. I was trying to get through the rip without coughing, but like, it's really creamy. It's very creamy. The Kush flavor, like that OG natural piney, is on the back end. So when you exhale, it kind of lingers on your tongue. It's very nice from a taste perspective. In all honesty, like, I'm excited to take the third rip on this, because like that second one went straight to the old dome.
That's
awesome,
great.
Man.
So are we judging the taste or the potency? So I think the potency overall. So we don't have too much more time. So I really want to just talk.
We got a little.
We have a little time
because we started.
We started a little late, so that's okay. But I do want to know, when you took that first hit, and then you took that second hit, I want to know the difference in the flavor. So when you took that first hit, Ari, how did it taste?
It was like it was kind of subtle, but again, it had that creamy Kush flavor. Excuse me, I shouldn't say Kush, because it was more just like creamy to me. And it was buttery smooth. Second one went down buttery smooth, but the flavor was a lot more pronounced. Now this isn't going to be like, here's the deal about the flavors, right? This isn't like the kind of strain that like completely coats your mouth, but like, it's good. To be honest, I would already now, I want to finish the bowl or like take at least 2 more rips here to kind of see where I'm feeling as far as like, because sometimes it does a flavor change, after 4 or 5 rips, or sometimes the flavor just completely drops off. What I'm looking for is for it to just kind of get a little more subtle as it goes, on this. But I mean, it's probably going to be close to a 2.0 in the taste department. But let me get another rip or two in here, and I also will get the full effects at that point.
Ari, I have to say, man, I'm jealous of you right now, because you're over there smoking, and we can't smoke in the studio at the moment.
Yeah,
so
we can't smoke.
Damn it. So that AMF, I have to say the AMF OG, every time I've had it, I have been a fan of it. I didn't do a review or anything like that, but I did get very high, and I was like, adios, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, that's what AMF means, AMF OG. If you don't know, adios, motherfucker.
Oh, I thought that was a bowling center.
It's hitting hard. It's hitting hard. Like, this is a hard hitter. And you know what? Like, one of the reasons I like Skywalker Kush is because it's a heavy hitter. I haven't had, Skywalker OG. I haven't had Obama Kush before, but like, this stuff is definitely hitting hard. The flavor is starting to die out. I'm already going to tell you, for me, the flavor on this is a 2.0. The only thing is, I just don't think it like completely coats your mouth, and the flavor, it really needs to be, for me, to be a perfect 2.5, it has to be a little bit more dynamic. This stuff is creamy, and it tastes like piney and Kush Evergreen on the back end of it. So it's really good. It's ultra, ultra smooth. A 2.0, like people think a 2.0, like, oh, that's not that. A 2.0 is damn good. And I would honestly say it's between a 2 and a 2.5, but it's not. It's a 2.0. So I would say in the looks department, it's a 2.0. The smell is a 1.0. The taste is a 2.0. And let me get one more rip in here to see kind of where I'm going with the.
Oh, rub it in, Ari.
Yeah, come on. Well, why don't you just take 2 more?
Yeah, just
you know
rub
what
it
I
in,
mean?
man.
Or just why don't you just smoke that whole eighth? You know.
No, I think that's.
I mean, we love your honesty and and I didn't want to feel like I was coming off too much. I just like to ask those questions because there's a lot of people out there that really have questions, and I want to put different perspectives out there. So
talking about perspectives.
J-Rock, I wish I was puffing it with you so we could get your honest opinion as well. Right now, in real time, and with Vodka and you guys in the studio, I know this is a different dynamic for us this week. And honestly, I'm missing the vibes of the studio and not being with you guys.
Well, I'm glad we can see you.
I can tell you, I'm taking these puffs in your honor tonight, boys. I'm getting lifted for all of us and the whole awesome crew.
I think what we should do next month is actually we're going to go to his studio and we're going to be in the studio and review, and we're going to just we'll do the taste and all that while we're there, a short little thing, and we can play the video. And then that way they can see, and then we can talk about it. We can say, oh, yeah, we tried it.
Well, hopefully we can play the video.
Yeah,
If it doesn't buffer.
Yeah, it's a buffer. I don't know what was going on with that, but
it was like in slow.
Yeah, a lot of people are on the internet, I think, but so get off the internet. No.
I'll tell you though, right now, J-Rock, this stuff is good. It's real potent. There's no question about it. How I'm feeling, because I want to kind of give people a little bit of information about that. Like, this stuff, you guys, don't puff this before you're getting ready to use some of that extra brain power, because you're not going to have it, okay? So, like, if you work at a job where you're like, you have to do like things where you actually have to use your brain a little bit, this is pretty spacey, pretty hazy. My body is definitely really, really chilled out right now.
Your eyes look chilled.
Yeah, I was gonna say
my eyes fucking chilled. It went straight to my head.
It did.
Now,
I could see, because I'm gonna play it back actually later on, but I could see when the start of the interview to the way we're looking at you now, your eyes are definitely
like
squintier.
Yeah,
you're more than halfway closed.
I have that, like, you know what it feels like, you guys? It feels like somebody's got their fingers and they're just pressing on my head, which is kind of like a little of that head pressure, but it definitely went straight to the dome real quick. Now, here's the deal. As much as I want to give this a 2.5, I don't think I can, in my whole heart, give it a 2.5 in the potency. I'm going to give it a 2.0, which is amazing. I think that brings this strain to a 7.0, which means it's the first strain review, you guys, on the channel, like on the podcast that we've done, that has gotten a dank pass of approval. And high grade, this is some bomb-ass killer stuff. Like, you guys are doing mad awesome work. If these are the ace that you are putting on, I love the nugs, the flavor, and the potency. We're both on point, and those are the most important things at the end of the day.
Yep.
So ultimately, to me, like, this strain is friggin' real good, and it's chilled out and it's mellowed out. It's definitely true to the indica, but it does lean a little bit on that hybrid side. Like, I could definitely go do something right now for sure, but like, my head is in a haze, but my body is chilled out for sure.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm glad that 7.0. That's pretty. That's pretty
great.
darn good.
Great score.
So
high grade pass with a dank.
Yeah,
MFOG.
And I wouldn't have doubted it. You know what I mean? Because I'm obviously that's the reason why they're
We're
on the
fans
show,
of high grade for sure.
It's all quality.
3.66 grams in the eighth, you guys. They're not penny pinching you. Like, no, a 7.0. You don't realize, like, a 7.0 is hard to get with my rating system. I mean, like, that is good. And it could be argued that this is a 7.5. And I mean, I bet you, I'm telling you, if they want to save a little bit of money, ultimately take that Boveda packet out of there, keep these 8s as is, I bet you this stuff could easily be at an 8.0, easily.
Definitely.
There's no question about it.
And the 8.0 is a perfect score. Is that what you're saying?
No, an 8.0 is, here's the deal. With some of these strains like Kush and Vodka, this is something I kind of want to explain about my channel, right? Like 9s and like 10 is a strain of the year, right? That's like a strain of the year. You just don't find those. 10 or 9s are like maybe one of the best or second, like, you know, second or third best strains you've smoked all year. So like, as you start getting into like an 8, that's damn good for commercial quality bud. Like, you know, you don't find that a lot on the commercial market. So like, I don't know. I mean, take the Boveda packet out there. I'm telling you, this stuff like could be some killer stuff. And the thing about like a Kush, and I'm sorry because I did get a little sidetracked because my brain is in a fucking haze right now, is that like a Kush, for example, or like the creaminess, it's not dynamic enough. Like the smell, even though it's like, unless that smell really comes out and it's like something new and exciting and like really versatile, like it's piney, it's cushy, it's also creamy, it's got like, you know, you really have to have like more than just 2 things. I've got to be able to identify multiple notes, and that's what I look for in strains. Like overall, I'm like, how dynamic is this strain?
Right.
So that's a big part of my review.
Sets it aside from everything else, right?
Right.
You know, well, Ari, you know, we are coming to the end of the segment, you know, and, you know, I don't know if you heard me say this earlier, but the name of the segment is Weed Critics. So it's all about being honest, man. And I'm just grateful that you're honest and can really tell us, you know, your honest opinion.
That's what it's about, man. Really.
Yep,
just,
it is.
You know, that's what we want. You know, everybody out there, you know, that's probably already smoked the AMF and now they're thinking, okay, well, they might agree, they might disagree, they might have had a different batch.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of factors that comes into, you know.
Yeah, let us know.
You know, absolutely.
And
so,
this
you
is
know,
a pass, so we definitely recommend going and getting some AMF OG from High
I got
Grade.
some viewers right here that are saying they're smoking some different types of high grade products that they're really liking it.
Nice.
This particular guy is up in Prescott. He said that he was talking about the Grease Monkey.
I like Grease Monkey. That's a good one.
So
that is a good strain for sure. I reviewed their Grease Monkey. I can't remember how it did, but I don't remember not liking it. And
right on.
Honestly, if all like I want to try more high grade product. I'm kind of like excited because like these nuts are manicured very, very well.
I'll tell you what, Ari. You can go to Sticky Cigar on Riggs and McQueen. You can use the promo code SAPHG5124. You can get a $40 raise right there. Yeah, that's SAPHG5124.
Yeah, and that's any high grade eighth for $40. One use per week at Sticky Saguaro, or you can get any concentrate for 40% off. So best deal in the state, if you ask me.
So
that's a great deal. That is awesome, and you're supporting a great dispensary, like you guys said. And you know, I love that you started the segment with that, talking about supporting small business, supporting local business. You know, obviously you guys heard that Harvest just got acquired. It was like a multiple billion-dollar deal.
2.1 bill.
So it's getting smaller. The market's getting smaller, you guys. It's getting consumed by the giants. So support the small companies as you can. And that doesn't just go for cannabis. So I appreciate you talking about that, you guys.
Ari,
I love
one more thing before we let you go, and I appreciate you saying that, Ari, by the way. One more thing, you highlighted us in the New Times. I want to highlight you in the New Times, man. Tell us what you got, what you're in the paper for.
So you guys, I last year during COVID released an album. It was my first independent album. I've been working with bands for about 15 years here in the Valley, and this was my first independent project. It's called I, like the letter I, comma, the tiger, and they did a feature on the front page of the music section about my release and kind of talking about what led to this album, being created, and kind of some of the things that I went through and difficult experiences that I went through to making this album and doing an independent release. And if you guys want to check it out, it's on Spotify, I, comma, the tiger, or my old band Tiger Face as well. And I'm just so grateful that we have these awesome platforms that showcase what amazing people in the Valley are doing, and just like what you guys are doing. And I'm excited. I'm excited for everything that's to come, you guys.
We
The
are
show,
too, man. We
channel,
are too.
Yeah.
the community. I love what you guys do. I'm so grateful for. Honestly, I'm so grateful for you guys. You have no idea.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
well,
We're
thank
grateful
you.
for you
Yeah.
coming on too. And I want to do something else for you, Ari. I want you to send us whatever song you want us to play for next show from your album.
Yeah,
we'll play that for you, man, because I want to get you out there too on your music. And then we want to talk more about your music sometime too. You know what I mean, and get you on about that.
Sure. And
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
super-
review your music.
I'm working on my next album right now.
Did you hear J-Rock?
What was that?
He said we'll review your music.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what I want. You know what, man? The bad, you can't. You gotta have. You save a seat in the stadium for the haters. You have to do it,
That's
and
right.
it's okay. It's good. That's what makes the world go round. Not everybody is gonna like the same things, and I welcome it all.
Awesome.
I welcome all the feedback. You guys. Here's the deal. Nobody's going to be a bigger critic about the music than me. So you hear my dogs are even getting mad at me when I get worked up like this. But
Well,
the
Ari,
deal is that I'm in the middle of working on a new album right now. So there will be some new music coming for sure. So get on the page. It's like, you'll find me online. Just
Awesome.
the Tiger, Arizona, or Ari Epstein or whatever. Something will show up, at least on Spotify.
Well,
Right
awesome,
on.
Ari. Well, thank you so much, man, for taking the time to come on tonight. Awesome review. That was great, man. So we appreciate you. Can't wait to have our next strain review next month, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. They're really awesome. So this is the AMF OG reviewed, 3.6 grams at a 22.74 THC, 7.0 rating.
Passes the penny
Yeah,
pincher.
passes.
And it passes the whole review, right? 7.0.
Yeah,
It's a dank.
7.0. That's great. So
yeah.
well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and
we'll talk to you
what
soon,
a great
Ari.
show.
Awesome. Well, Tonia, we appreciate you coming on at the beginning of the segment as
Yes,
well.
thank you.
We're talking about Smoking Hot, the new segment that's going to be coming
Very
to the
excited.
plate. Talking about beauty and everything women lifestyle, right?
Yep, it's going to be great. It's going to be really exciting. And for ladies out there, hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So that'll be
excited to get my
coming soon.
first wax.
Oh, God.
We should put that on video.
Live on the show.
Live on the show, Waxing J-Rock. Get your toe.
Yep. So who do we got up next, man?
So
Our next
we
episode.
have a pretty awesome show coming up next. We have the Mighty Mystic,
Oh, shit.
Kevin Holness.
Reggae
he's gonna
artist.
be coming in, a phenomenal artist, been in the game a long time. So we're going to bring him on here shortly. But, it's going to
Awesome.
be awesome, man.
Well, I appreciate you, J-Rock.
I thank you so much, Vodka. What a wonderful show.
The whole production team out here at Star Worldwide Networks, our DJ Dust Mite over here. Appreciate you, man, for providing those dope jams. Tonia and Don, Sticky Saguaro and High Grade. Most of all of our listeners, we're the Stoned Age Podcast. Check us out. Peace.
So he lives it up, sips his drink and lights it up, making know that he's number one, surrounded by booze and money. Said the world don't faze me. He said, please don't chase me. I get there when I'm damn well and ready. He was a drunkard, yeah, man without a plan, living across the alley in a psychedelic data van. Aspirations, he used to have some suburban kids in high school, wife knows obsessed with them. Now just labeled as Billy the Bum, laid face down in an alley, clutching a bottle of rum. Back then he was living the American dream. He drank it up, he shot it down, and lost his self-esteem. Now he lives it up, sips his drink and lights it up.
Come into Sticky Saguaro, your one-stop shop for all your medical marijuana and accessory needs. Our open floor shopping concept gives you, the patient, the ultimate shopping experience. With an array of top quality brands to choose from, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Plus, check out our daily deals at StickySaguaro.com, Leafly, or Weed Maps. First-time patients receive 30% off an entire order. Sticky Saguaro is a family-owned and operated dispensary that puts patients first at Riggs & McQueen in Chandler. Follow us on social media, Instagram at AZ Sticky Saguaro and Facebook at Sticky Saguaro.